8 decades, seemingly a different time and place. Agatha Christie, Dr. Seuss, and J.R.R. Tolkien were releasing new works. The Japanese and Chinese fought for control of Shanghai as much of the world lived in the shadow of or on the brink of war. And the U.S. Congress authorized the creation of the Bonneville Power Administration. BPA was created to deliver and sell power from Bonneville Dam throughout a region defined by a few urban centers and large swaths of countryside with little to no electrification. And while much has changed, some things remain the same. We strive to keep the lights on, provide a reliable electric grid for economic development, and deliver the best value to our customers and to the people of the Northwest.
In many ways, 2017 marked a financial transformation for BPA. Midway through the year, our projected trajectory for revenue wasn't looking good, and we were exploring measures to potentially recover the shortfall. But we ended the fiscal year with a positive net after implementing new cost control measures, and the entire workforce worked diligently on cost management efforts. We kept rate impacts on customers as low as possible and are taking clear steps to maintain and strengthen our financial health moving forward through the use of tools like the new financial reserves policy. As a continuing hallmark in our fiscal reliability, we made our Treasury payment in full and on time for the 34th year in a row. We also used the payment as an opportunity to pay off some of our high interest rate debt, which will save our customers significantly in the long run.
2017 marked the moment where we fully embraced a new paradigm in transmission, addressing capacity and asset management needs through a lens of making right-size investments at the right time. The decision not to build a costly 80-mile high-voltage transmission line along the I-5 corridor in southwestern Washington is a prime example. Instead, we explored other opportunities to reinforce transmission capacity along the corridor. This included both redirecting generation during peak hours to reduce transmission congestion, as well as reinforcing and upgrading equipment along existing lines. We also improved our planning process for transmission projects. This initiative helps us to better scope and plan capital projects and results in fewer changes and rework. That means we have greater certainty in both the financial costs as well as the exact resources needed to complete the work. As we look to define our role in an increasingly interconnected Western grid, we engaged in greater collaboration and data sharing with the California Independent System Operator, or CAISO, and formalized practices that will help us better manage flows from the energy imbalance market on our transmission system. Through all of this, our fuel crews and substation operators and supporting staff faced a difficult summer across our service territory with numerous wildfires that threatened our lines and subs. We worked diligently with emergency responders to de-energize and re-energize lines and facilities to ensure their safety as they fought the blazes. And we quickly and safely performed emergency repairs to ensure reliability of the grid.
The backbone of BPA's ability to deliver power to load is the largest clean energy system in the nation. A series of 31 federal hydroelectric dams in the Greater Columbia River Basin. Most of these assets have met or passed their 5th decade of service. To maintain their high level of performance and the reliability of the system, we have to invest in timely maintenance and upgrades while maintaining a focus on cost management. A great example of this is the final of 16 turbine replacements at Chief Joseph Dam that took place this year. Also in April of 2017, we returned a 690 megawatt generating unit to commercial service at Grand Coulee Dam. This year, BPA began crafting a long-term plan for modernizing business processes, technology and tools across its planning, system operations, and marketing functions. Working with both transmission and power, BPA will map out obligations, limitations, and flexibilities to create more efficient use of the transmission grid and hydro system. This effort will reduce costs while increasing the value of the federal assets for our customers.
In 2017, we saw new drivers influencing our fish and wildlife strategy. This included court decisions, emerging species of concern like lamprey, and other emerging issues such as temperature and climate change. Coupled with financial constraints, these drivers will impact our operations and conservation actions for some time to come. With this in mind, we strive to achieve biological objectives for fish and wildlife in the most cost-effective manner possible. Our hydro operations and fish passage improvements at the dams continue to deliver safe passage. passage. We've also continued efforts on hundreds of habitat and hatchery enhancements in 2017. We improved more than 700 miles of stream through a variety of actions, including adding channels and increasing in-stream complexity. In addition to all of this work, we've collaborated with the Corps of Engineers and the Bureau of Reclamation to assess the effects, alternatives, and trade-offs related to the operations of the Columbia River system. And we're evaluating the potentially competing demands of irrigation, power generation, navigation, recreation, cultural resources, and fish and wildlife. And we're engaging with the public every step of the way.
Energy efficiency continues to be cost-effective, a long-game strategy for BPA to meet the region's energy demand. We're no stranger to energy efficiency, having met or exceeded each 5-year target set by the Northwest Power and Conservation Council since 2005. And we're not done yet. We just established a goal of 581 average megawatts of savings through 2021, using a mixture of energy efficiency programs, market transformation, and momentum savings. One area of emphasis for BPA has been in the development and integration of distributed energy resources that aggregate smaller sources of energy or capacity to meet larger needs. This year, we've been researching, testing, and developing tools for technologies like batteries, as well as demonstrations like the non-wire South of Alston pilot, the Fall River Irrigation Demand Response Project, and the Energy Northwest Summer Demonstration. We'll continue to look for every opportunity to maximize the return on investment in energy efficiency to drive capital investment savings, and we will provide new tools for managing the power system and benefiting the Northwest.
There's a few things I'd like to call out from FY17. First of all, I'd like to start with safety. I think we definitely made a lot of real progress in FY17. Undoubtedly, our leading indicators are moving in the right direction. Great safety concern reporting, near hit reporting, both of those are up dramatically. At the end of the day though, we still had 41 recordable injuries, and that's 41 too many people getting injured. We got to keep working on that and keep making progress. Commercially, a very, very tricky year, particularly on our power side. We've lost some load, a lot of pressure on our secondary revenues. At one point we were looking at having to trigger a cost recovery adjustment clause. Folks across BPA really rallied, did a great job, not only to keep our rate increase as low as possible for FY18, FY19, but also did some great work on cost management and helped us avoid a crack, which is really, really important in building trust and confidence in our customers. And I can say, I think FY17 for me was a turning point in the way that our customers are viewing us. They see our commitment to improving our commercial performance, managing our costs, and taking care of our financial health. That's so important, and I really appreciate all the effort on that. My goal is to sustain Bonneville's role as that engine of economic prosperity and environmental sustainability in the Pacific Northwest for many, many years to come. And we're going to do that by bringing greater business discipline, improving our commercial performance, and at the end of the day, delivering on all of our public purpose objectives in a highly efficient and effective manner. Every one of you is going to play a role in that. I really appreciate it. And thanks again for all of your work in 2017 going forward.
The accomplishments of this year remind us that the greatest asset of this agency is its people. We are Bonneville. We are 8 decades of the history, the bounty, the talent of the Northwest, and we are here to serve.